I'm gonna show you how I make those amazing beef short ribs. They're made in the Instant Pot. They come out so juicy and tender, you don't even need a knife to cut through the meat. It's really easy. It's fancy enough for date night, but easy enough for a weeknight. It's very keto friendly, and the sauce they're cooked in that you pour over on top after is so good. You're gonna wanna just eat it like a soup. It's delicious. So here's how you make it. I'm starting off with these beef short ribs that I got from Bel Campo. It's so great. They're grass-fed, grass-finished. They're raised, certified humane, and you get them shipped right to your house. You can order online. You don't need a subscription. You just order what you want and they ship it. I've seasoned the short ribs really generously with salt, and this is such a gorgeous short rib. Look how well marbled all the fat is. This is gonna be so good. So over here I have my Instant Pot on the saute mode, and I added in some ghee. So now I'm gonna brown the short ribs, the fat cap side down. So this is the bone. I have it bone side up. And I'm gonna brown it on all sides. And 2 of these fit perfect. So I'm making this just for Sean and I, so I'm just making 2. If you're making it for a bigger crowd, you'll want to brown them in batches so you don't overcrowd the Instant Pot, otherwise they won't get good browning. So luckily my 2 will fit. The short ribs are so nice and browned on all sides. This is going to give it tons of flavor. So for now, I'm going to remove them from the Instant Pot. And then here on the bottom, you see all these brown bits. We want to scrape them all up because they have tons of flavor too. So to the Instant Pot, I'm gonna add, these are the aromatics that are gonna flavor the sauce. So I have onion, celery, carrot, and then garlic. And these are all roughly chopped. It's gonna be strained out after the short ribs are done cooking, so it doesn't have to be perfect cuts. So I'm gonna get all of these in here, and then let me show you how I scrape it up. I've got all the veggies in here, so I'm gonna add in some salt, which will help sweat them and draw out moisture. So I'm just gonna come in here with my spoon, and as these release moisture, it's gonna help me scrape up all these brown bits on the bottom. So this will take a few minutes. Okay, I've got the pan all deglazed. So now I'm gonna add the short ribs back in, and you wanna make sure that they're meat side up. So I have the bones on the bottom. Usually because the top has the most fat, and so this way as it renders, it'll soak into all the meat below. And then now I'm going to add in my cooking liquid, which is red wine, homemade bone broth, and tomato paste. So I'll pour that in there, and then some fresh herbs. I gave it a little stir to get it all mixed together. So now I'm gonna put the lid on. You always wanna make sure your vent is at sealing. And then now, since it's still on saute mode, I'm gonna press cancel and then pressure cook for 45 minutes. I've removed the short ribs from the Instant Pot, and I put them here in this glass container. And then I poured the liquids over the strainer, and I pushed it with a spoon to get all the juices out. So now I'm left with all of the cooking liquid in here. I've poured the cooking liquid into this mason jar, and here's why. The cooking liquid has a lot of fat in it. I don't know if you can see, it's already starting to separate. You can see it's up here. So what I like to do with short ribs is I make them far in advance. So right now it's only noon. We're gonna be having this for dinner. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and all the fat will rise to the top and harden so I can really easily scrape it off. These I'm gonna put in the fridge too, and then an hour before serving, I'll come back and I'll show you how I reheat them and how we eat them for dinner. It's been in the fridge for about 3 hours, so you can see the fat here has solidified completely, so now it'll be really easy to scrape off. I've added the short ribs and the cooking sauce. I left a little fat because I do like fat, just not that much. So I've added it back into the Instant Pot. So I'm gonna put the lid on, and then now I'm just gonna warm it up by pressing slow cook, and then let it heat up for 2 hours until we have dinner. Here it is all plated up. I made it with some cauliflower rice risotto, the sauce all over the top, and the parsley. It smells so good.